Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another Tesla weekly video for you today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. So as always, in these videos, we're going through some numbers out of China. We have some talk about Fremont and whatever is happening there. Then of course, we have to talk about the sentiment around Tesla, the cars, and the CEO, owner, operator, Elon Musk. Of course, I'm talking about the survey conducted by Bloomberg. I'm going to add a lot of context to it because I know a lot of people will run with this story in one way or another, positive or negative. I want to put some color on that as well. And then at the end, we're going to look at the graph and the overall picture of Tesla today. This might be a two-part video, but I'll try and keep it as short as possible. So first up, the numbers out of China. The Tesla China insured numbers for this week came in at 7,700. So yes, it is a bit lower, but that's to be expected, to be honest. We've had the comments from Elon saying that Q3 will be a bit lower than Q2. Now, if you look at the graph, you can see that the third week usually sees a little drop there. Of course, overall, it is down, especially compared to Q2, but third week usually sees a little drop from the second week. Then if we zoom out, so after the first half of the year, Tesla has a 3.2% market share in China. That's up from 2.23% last year. Now, if you want to look at the year-over-year comparison, you can see that some competitors in front of Tesla are not growing as fast or are even shrinking. Now, the lack of competitive battery electric vehicle models, or BEV, will make it harder and harder to maintain market share in each quarter. And so we know that Tesla is working on lower priced models, so you enter those lower priced segments. But I think that there's still a lot of demand with the current models, the Model Y and the Model 3 as well. So again, the major competitor here is still ICE vehicles. Then some more color with regards to production in Q3. So apparently in Tesla in Fremont, the production has already resumed. So Elon Musk said during the last earnings call, although we expect that Q3 production will be a little bit down because we've got summer shutdowns too for a lot of factory upgrades, so just probably a slight decrease in production in Q3 for sort of global factory upgrades. Now, right now, apparently Fremont is back and working. Now, some people are saying that, oh, they're doing these upgrades because of the Model 3 refresh in preparation for that. Some others are saying you cannot prepare for a refresh in just 3 days. That's just impossible. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. But I do think that because production will be lower, days of inventory was 16 or something like that. So this quarter we'll see probably a smaller gap there, and maybe they'll just want to sell out as many Model 3 that they have in inventory left. And so maybe in Q3, starting Q4, they will announce they will have an event and maybe announce a Model 3 refresh. And so going into 2024, they'll have a refreshed model, basically a new model, which will give them a bit more time until they announce the Model 2. In the meantime, they'll also launch the Cybertruck. So that's how I think the momentum will build up, closing out 2023, going into 2024. Of course, do share your opinion down in the comments below. All right, so now let's go and look at that survey from Bloomberg. So they asked around and they rebooted. This is a survey that they did, by the way, already in 2019. They asked the same questions with some newer questions as well to 5,000 owners. Now, here I'll already add some extra information. This looks like a survey that was only based in the United States. By the way, 5,000, a very, very small number. Used to be much bigger in 2019, by the way. Right now, much smaller. Tesla is not only a big brand in the United States, it's becoming a very, very big brand in Europe, and is already a huge brand in China as well. It's known around the world, but 2019 Tesla, pretty small. 2023 Tesla, pretty big. Just to put that into context. So let's start with the major overview here. So loving the car, hating the tweets. We see this graph here, or this graphic, should I say. Musk took the biggest hit of all topics covered in both 2019 and 2023. Sentiment on the CEO dropped the most out of all the topics here. So every line is another topic. So first thing here, I love the vehicles but do not want to support someone who has such vitriol and low opinion of the very people who have made Tesla a success. So they asked, have Elon Musk's recent public statements harmed or improved Tesla's reputation? a large majority are saying greatly harmed or harmed. Then you have neutral, and then a small minority here, greatly improved or just improved. Most of you already know my opinion on this. These people probably only read headlines. Again, don't want to generalize here, but usually what happens is a fancy headline, someone reads that, and that's about it. And then in the context, they explain the full story, whether it's about a tweet, whether it's about the acquisition of Twitter, whether it's about something that happens at Tesla. Usually the headlines are there, and then people just don't really read the extra information, and so you get to this type of opinion, in my opinion. Moving on here to Model 3 specifically, so the electric car that changed the world, the earliest adopter of the Model 3 compared their experience with previous car they've owned. So the majority of them are very, very satisfied with the Model 3 with regards to performance, ease of use, design, and reliability, which this one is the lowest. Of course, that's why everybody is hoping for a refresh. Then, when it comes to Elon Musk and Twitter, so Tesla owners dislike the very online CEO's persona. Elon Musk should stop tweeting. Let's call it a 55-60 agree, 40 disagree or neutral. Elon Musk should stay out of politics. That's more of a 70 or something like that, maybe 68 to, let's call it 69% agree, the others disagree. And then Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter has been a distraction from his responsibilities at Tesla. I strongly disagree with this statement, and I think we'll get way more information when the new book of Walter Isaacson with regards to Elon's story comes out. I think we will hear more about that. And to be honest, everyone that has spoken with Elon says the same thing. His focus is still there. Just because, yes, he is CEO, owns a couple of companies, does not mean that he's distracted. Of course, we've heard a lot about a distraction when, guess what? The stock price was much lower. Now that the stock price is suddenly much higher, no problems anymore. Again, sentiment follows the price. Moving on here, in our 2019 survey, more than half of Model 3 buyers said their opinion of Musk influenced their purchase. They stuck with him through prior scandals and took a risk on his cars when they were still unproven. So to what extent do you believe that Elon Musk's recent public statements align with Tesla's mission? The majority here, yet again, neutral or not at all, very little. I don't think Elon Musk should be the reason why you're buying a car. You should buy the car because you think it's the best value for your money. It's the safest vehicle on the road. Again, just my opinion. Then with regards to the Tesla community, of course, I feel a sense of community with other Tesla owners as Tesla becomes a bigger and bigger brand, as more and more people have a Tesla car. I think this was the normal outcome. Next up, more about public statements, politics, etc., etc. So views about Musk are worse among people who follow his public statements closely, and worse still among Democrats. By the way, he's a lifelong Democrat. For most Americans who voted for Donald Trump in 2022, opinions of Musk have flipped, with a favorability rating of 4.44 versus 2.59 from Biden voters. Even Trump voters, though, were unenthused about the Twitter takeover, 3.66. Again, this might have to do with the stock price. We don't know. So, to what extent do Elon Musk's recent public statements reflect your values? Most of them not at all, to very little, or neutral. And to be honest, of course, this is just 5,000 people, most likely only Americans. If you do this on a worldwide scale, I don't think you would see this result. Then, do you believe that Elon Musk is a positive or a negative role model for other business leaders? And here they say some owners said he's still the right person for the job, even if X has been a significant distraction for him and for Tesla. Again, I disagree here. I very much disagree. If you go and listen to people close to him that have talked to him, there's no sign of a distraction there. And the results here, let's call it even. Of course, a negative or positive role for other business leaders. I think a lot of business leaders are very, very happy with what Elon did with Twitter, right? The job cuts, the cut of the workforce, being much more efficient, much linear. I think a lot of huge big tech companies have followed his path and are very, very glad they did so. And then the overall Musk performance here. So Elon Musk is the right person to be leading Tesla right now. The majority are still saying yes. I trust Elon Musk to make the right decision for his companies. Again, more positive than negative here, but the Twitter one is the one that gets mostly the negative sentiment. So Elon Musk ownership of Twitter is a positive development. Majority are saying here no. And this gets amplified by this quote here. So I feel like my original interest in Tesla was partly built on my trust and interest in him. And now my continued interest in Tesla survives despite him. So have Elon Musk's recent public statement lower or rate your opinion of him? A little bit greatly improved or just improved, and then neutral, and then the majority here at again greatly lowered. I still don't know what statement made people lower their opinion on him. But then again, common sense in today's day and age is very, very rare. Then last couple of things here, and then we will jump into the most positive part of this video. So for the most part, owners say their disapproval of Musk won't affect their buying decisions. The Model Y sport utility vehicle is on pace to become the best-selling vehicle in the world of any type this year, but a notable minority say they're done with Tesla, potentially costing the company not only repeat business, but also some of the word-of-mouth goodwill that helped establish the brand. And so, and by the way, this is already one part of the answer, right? The success of the Model Y worldwide already disproved most of this survey's sentiment towards Elon Musk. But let's continue here. Why some Tesla owners walk away? The biggest part here, 21.5%, disapproval of Elon Musk. Again, you're buying a car, right? It's a pretty important aspect of your daily life. So you're not going to buy a car just because you like or hate Elon Musk. You're buying it price, quality, safety. If that's not one of your requirements, then I'm sorry, you're going to buy the wrong product. But again, everybody has a right to their opinion, so go ahead. Then concerns about quality and service. This is something that I keep on hearing throughout the years, and I hope this issue gets tackled. And then the third one is basically the same thing as the first one here, unhappy with Tesla's brand perception. Okay. And here's where things get much more interesting. Cybertruck interest tops the chart. So, what car will you buy next? So nearly 75% of Model 3 owners planning for a new car in the next 2 years are considering another Tesla. Here are their top picks. 51.8% Cybertruck, 23.6% Model Y, then 8.5% Model 3, probably waiting for a refresh, only 4.2% Gen 3 vehicle. And then for those that are thinking of purchasing a non-Tesla brand, I'm not surprised here at all. Rivian R1S and R1T are topping the charts here. I've said this from the start, even when I said that this is the easiest short of all time, of the century, I think. I said these vehicles will be a huge success. They look good. The tech is good. Inside, I mean, I've never driven in one, full disclosure, but I've seen countless of reviews already. Most of the people, if not all of them, are extremely happy with their purchase. And so to close this survey out, the Model 3 is enjoyable to drive. 90+% strongly agree or just agree. Now, with everything that we've read in this survey, of course, there is still part 2 and part 3. Maybe I'll do another video on that because currently it's behind a paywall. But with everything that we've heard here, I'll mention this again. 5,000, United States based. What happens on a global scale? Well, I'm glad you asked. Tesla came out as the car brand most people are looking to buy across the world, topping the tables as the most Googled car for sales in 39 countries. It came first in the United States in 25 of the 50 states, so basically 50%, as well as Canada, France, Spain, Germany, Australia, United Arab Emirates, and Scandinavia. And if you look at the United States, in the states where Tesla isn't first, where Jeep is the number one there, imagine what will happen when the Cybertruck gets released or gets ramped up in a year or so. I think we're going to see more red. And the 25 states, by the way, make up a lot more than just 50% of the United States in population. So, safe to say, despite the survey, despite Elon Musk's shenanigans with Twitter, with his tweets, Tesla brand, pretty good place. Tesla vehicles, pretty good vehicles. People will keep on buying them. Don't always focus on headlines. Don't always focus on politics. Whatever. Things are just being said a lot of times just for clicks, for engagement. But deep down, you go buy a car for the next 3 things. Price, quality, safety. that's about it. Now, before we end this video, let's look at the graph. So again, the red line here at around $280 is still a resistance there. We are sitting just at the 20-day moving average. We're not overbought anymore on a weekly basis. RSI is still bullish. We had another 25 basis points rate hikes, another Fed meeting with some questions about Barbie and Taylor Swift. Okay, I guess this is the season of weird statements, right? Palantir, the Messi of AI or something like that. I'll make a video about that as well because the price target and valuation model doesn't make a lot of sense, but more on that on another video. So that will be it for this video. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. I know it's been longer than usual, but we had a lot to cover. So leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.